From the city of brotherly love and Citizens Bank Park, the show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the New York Mets taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. First pitch coming your way next.
I ain't never gonna take my life away.
About to get started here, and our starting pitcher here today, Paul Skeens. He's been a real force in the mound so far this year.
Well, he's a Rookie of the Year candidate, and what I'm impressed by is his ability to make quick adjustments. The control and command has been there, something you don't see in young pitchers, but I think he's got more than just Rookie of the Year potential, but perhaps a Cy Young in the future.
Francisco Lindor stands in now and watches strike one. In there at the knees, and it's 0-2. The pitch. Got him looking. Called strike three and a fastball up in the zone.
No, that's not the best two-strike fastball I've seen, but certainly got away with the location there. You know, sometimes as a hitter, when you're down in the count, you're so focused on a pitcher painting the black, and you just get a little bit locked up on something down the heart of the plate, not expecting it, and it just kind of freezes you.
And the pitch. Ball one there. Slider clips the zone.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing play.
The high heat, too much on that one.
Well, anytime you can punch out the top two guys in a lineup to start an inning, you got to be feeling pretty good out there on the mound, because when you think of just having a distraction, table setters on the base paths, and all of a sudden you're dealing with the number 3 hitter, any distraction can cause you to serve up a cookie, and instead of it being a solo shot, it's a 2 or 3 run homer.
Right through there for a strike.
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
He got away with one there, but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
Got him. Strikes out the side to begin the game. What a start.
Impeccable command in that one. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts. That's electric stuff out there on the mound.
Slab, Paul Blackburn. And Siggy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
You know, I've just been so impressed with when it seems like there's more pressure, he's more calm and settles in. He's done an incredible job with runners in scoring position. Most guys, they get a little tight, they start to aim the baseball, but for some reason, he gets looser, the ball comes out of his hand with more life, and he's able to wiggle off the hook of tough situations and get his team back in the dugout.
At the belt and fires. Foul ball, still 0-2. Wouldn't chase that time. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Stood absolutely no chance on that slider right there, and I don't mean to laugh, but that's a tough one. I mean, pretty much a perfect strikeout pitch. I mean, it looks like a fastball middle in, kind of has cutter action, and it just bunches you up to where you can't get your hands through and the barrel to it. And not much you can do unless you recognize the spin early and you spin on it.
Bader pulls it in on the run. And time now for the Phillies lineup. All right, Siggy, how about all the talent in this lineup?
They're deep, first and foremost, but the way that they can manipulate their personnel for matchups and everything else, it's very intelligent the way that they use their team, and I think it creates a little bit of uncertainty for opposing teams, especially in a big game, big series.
That one hammered center field. Bader ranging back. Hauls it in on the warning track. We move on to inning number 2 here in Philadelphia. No score. Back here in Philadelphia, and the batter now, Pete Alonso. Skeens back to work. Bounced up the middle. Sneaks through, base hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Jesse Winker in the box now. No balls and a strike. This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. Harper hauls it in, and there's one away. So now the DH spot, Lawrence Butler. And Singy, we already know he's going to finish the season with a new career high in home runs. And the pitch. 1-1. In the dirt, blocked. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance. Alonso over at second, one down. And there's a foul ball. Skeens, one of the best strikeout pitchers in the game, and that certainly is a benefit to him when he's in a spot like this. And now it's even up.
Yeah, if you're going to be in the game in high leverage situations, you've got to be able to get the swing and miss and put hitters away.
That misses the zone, and that's ball 3. Swing and a miss. And his season of strikeouts continues with number 250.
With that kind of velocity and elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
And now Bader up to the plate. And it goes just foul. This one in the air. Under it. He makes the grab. And that'll do it. Mets strand 1. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back here in Philadelphia. Now here is Edmundo Sosa. And a pitch. The other way. Barely got him for the out. Close play. JT Realmuto steps in. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller. Good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out.
Yeah, and because he's got the big arm, he pays attention to the running game and is sure to manage it.
One down, base is empty. That misses the zone, and the count is 1-1.
When you have a catcher that can throw like that, a pitcher doesn't have to worry as much about the slide step. He can keep his mechanics intact and have a better opportunity of getting that hitter out with a swing and miss.
No score here in the second. On the ground. And that one handled on the run. Sends it over to first. And Realmuto is out.
Good onside run and sink on that pitch right there. Got inside on him and got him to bounce into that out.
And now it's Alec Bohm. It's amazing. We get a chance to talk to a lot of opposing managers. This guy scares managers on the other team as much as anyone.
And he gets to fly beneath the radar with the other more recognizable names in this lineup.
Bader makes the play, and it's out number 3. We'll move to the third with no score.
Ringing my phone at 3 in the morning. I'm in the zone. Leave me alone, please. I've got a habit of doing my own thing. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm a recline. I'm my own king.
Well, here we go. Top of the third, scoreless game. And here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. That one missed. Out to center. Rojas makes the catch, and there's one gone. Tyrone Taylor up now for the Mets. Good power, not great in the OBP department. There's a strike. Top of the third, no score. And that one a little below the knees. Ball one. One down, base is empty. And he lays down a bunt. And that's just foul. And another ball. And he hits a ground ball right side, and that chance handled. Throws to first in time. Here's Francisco Lindor. Struck out looking at his first at bat. Out towards left center. Turner should have it. And that is that. Nothing doing for the Mets. And we're still knotted at 0. Bottom of the inning. And digging in for Philadelphia, Bryson Stott. And he deals. That one almost got him.
You know, these Phils, as you probably noticed, haven't been shy at the plate at all. In fact, they've probably been too aggressive at times. I'm specifically talking about the first pitch. These guys are swinging more than 80% of the time, which is fine if you're scoring runs, but that hasn't been the case today.
And a foul ball. That one down the line. Toss to Alonso. One up, one down. Singy did a good job showing off his arm for the out on what was a close play. It's a good thing, too, because he didn't have a lot of time there.
No, he didn't, Boo. How about that arm, man? StatCast saying he whipped it over there at 86 miles per hour. And, you know, that's nothing to scoff at when you're not throwing off a mound.
Here's Nicholas Castellanos. That clips the corner. The 0-1. Right through there for a strike. One out, base is empty. This one in the air, right field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 2 down. So digging in now for Philadelphia, Johan Rojas. And that one is lifted in the air. Taylor coming on. And that'll do it. On to the fourth, still scoreless. On to the fourth, and stepping in for New York, number 11. And a strike right through there. That one at triple digits. And now the count is even. The pitch. Swing and a a miss, and that's strike two.
Clearly was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. Leadoff hitter retired in the 4th.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Vientos batting for the 2nd time, and that's strike 1. Base is empty, 1 away. Top half of inning number 4. And it's 1-1. Swings and misses at the pitch off the plate.
Not sure if he could be in more of a groove. Looks really relaxed. He's retired 7 straight. This guy's feeling it right now.
They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Swings through it for the K. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Well, this guy's been pretty much a non-factor so far this weekend. Very little in the way of impactful at-bats and quality at-bats, and let alone contact. That's the 6th time they've set him down on strikes in the series, so no doubt frustration mounting and very high right now.
Alonso in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. And that one sliced foul.
A little tardy on that fastball. Is going to have to get it going a little quicker. Get that front foot down.
Swings and misses. Struck him out. Mets go down quickly, and we are still scoreless. Back at Citizens Bank Park, here's a big power threat. Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber measures 6 feet even, 230 pounds, and he's put together some good swings lately with 5 home runs in his last 10 games. On to first, 1 up, 1 down.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air, lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Here's Trey Turner. He's 0 for 1. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And that's ball 1. Lined into left center, base hit.
Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and whipped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
1 down. Bryce Harper to the plate. Scoreless here, but now he's got to deal with a guy who's got some power. Got to be careful when you're talking about a hitter with this type of slug and these type of home run totals. Man at first, 1 away. On the ground, 2 ball. There's 1. Over to Alonso. Double play. 1 hit in the inning, but no one left. We played 4. No score. And we're back. Top 5, John Shelby with Chris Singleton. And leading it off, Jesse Winker. That's through there for a strike.
Well, these Mets, they're not going to be happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. Just 1 base runner to this point, and it's not exactly earned.
Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. But the throw to first gets him easily, and that's the first out. So now here's the DH, Lawrence Butler. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. That catches the zone for a strike. 0-1. The wind of the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. He swung over top of the curveball.
Now there's a 3-pitch strikeout. He can do whatever he wants with the baseball right now.
So 2 down now, and here is Harrison Bader. Fly ball center field on his way in. Hauls it in after a long run. And that is that. Halfway through this one, still no score. Back here, Citizens Bank Park, ready to go for the last half of the inning. And here is Sosa to the plate. Blackburn back to work. Close, but call the ball. 1-0.
Well, these Phillies definitely being aggressive at the plate, but I think it's fair to wonder if they're being a little over-aggressive. One thing that stands out looking over the numbers is the amount of outs they have on the first pitch of the at-bat. They've given away too many at-bats with easy outs.
That hit him. And the leadoff man is aboard to start the inning.
Well, a little problem with his location there, but now the bigger problem's at first base. Tons of speed over there. He's going to have to manage the running game and find the strike zone. I'd really like to see him make an adjustment. Get more patient and start waiting for that right pitch. Not just the first pitch. I think that could make a big difference in this one.
Found back our way, and that's out of play. Here comes a pitch. That one finds the zone, and it's 0-2.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, clearly just anxious right there, and understandably so. In an 0-2 count, you feel like you've got a lot of plate to cover, and you don't want to strike out, and you end up striking out. That's just one of those pitches where it's not over the plate, but because you committed to it as it was leaving.
This one's into the outfield. Could be extra bases. Headed for the plate. He will score, and they take the lead. 1-0.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. This is Bryson Stott. Grounded out his first time. And a foul ball left side. Boom. The runner at second with 1 away. The pitch. Got him swinging. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. 1 run across in the frame so far. Last half of inning number 5.
Pretty impressive. We haven't seen that pitch from him much, but he's got a really good feel when he throws it.
Righty to the plate. In the air right field. And Castellanos is out. And that's the inning. Phillies with the run-scoring double. It's now a 1-0 ball game.
Give it all you got. You can never be like me. Yeah, I push until I bleed. And I keep it so 100, not afraid to show my...
And welcome back to the ballpark. Top of the 6th inning. Here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. That one at triple digits.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
And here it comes. Waves at the bumper for the strikeout.
That's a pretty nasty pitch right there. I'd call it a power curveball in the 80s. It's got so much spin on it, and you really don't have a lot of time to sit back and watch what it's going to do before you have to commit. It was a good one for the swinging strikeout.
And now Tyrone Taylor. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. And a strike right through there. That one at triple digits. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Popped up to the left, into foul ground. Boom. Drifts towards it. Brings it in. And there's 2 down.
Got the pitch that he wanted, just a little bit quick. Front shoulder open, backside collapsed a little bit, and the launch angle not where he needed it to be.
Hit hard on the ground is short. Sends it to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. It's the Phillies 1 and the Mets nothing. Stands in for the Phillies. Rojas hitting better against right-handers this year, so some reverse splits there. And a pitch. In the air, out towards left center. And out number 1 on the grab.
Up next for Philadelphia, the left fielder.
So the batting order turns over. Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Boog, over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. You're doing that, you could have a really good day out there on the mound.
Clobbered to right field. Way back. Gone. He'll circle the bases. His 51st home run of the year. And they add to the lead. It's 2-0. 2 pitches, 2 swings. That one for a home run.
Looking to be aggressive all the way, and it paid off for him in a big way.
Trey Turner at the plate. 1 for 2. That's in for a strike. And that's ripped into left. Base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Here's Bryce Harper, one of the elite home run hitters in the league this year. Hard ground ball, base down. They get it in quickly. So first and second now, 1 out. And that knock bumps his hitting streak into double digits, Chris. He's hitting 10 straight.
Yeah, and on a nice trajectory. Average going up, OBP. Everything he's doing at the plate right now just seems to be working.
So first and second with 1 gone. Edmundo Sosa stands in for the Phillies. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Throw back in, holds the runner at third. Base is now loaded. Only 1 away.
Well, no way to jockeying around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws. Now the base is loaded. Big opportunity for them to break this game open.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Paul Blackburn departs, and as he heads off, we'll step aside for a minute. Back with a new pitcher after this break. Jose Butto gets the call from the pen.
Really tough spot to come into out of the bullpen. Bases loaded with multiple outs to get in a tight ball game. A lot can happen right here.
And up to the plate is JT Realmuto. And that's in for a strike.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Fought off foul. The 0-2. Got him swinging. And now for the Phillies, Alec Bohm.
We just might be talking about this at bat in our post-game wrap. He's proven he can drive in runs in these spots.
Strike one.
Well, a come and get me fastball right there. He didn't look ready for the velocity. I think it'd be a mistake to throw him anything off speed right here.
Action in the Mets bullpen. Phil Maton getting loose out there. Stanek warming up his. This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. And it's caught just in front of the wall. The Phillies get one by way of the long ball. It's now a 2-0 ball game. Back after this on the show. Back here in Philadelphia, here's the second baseman, number 11. The pitch. Right through there for a strike.
Timing issues can snowball quickly, and that's what we're witnessing here. This lineup's inability to lock onto the pitcher's delivery is causing a few awkward swings.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
1-1 now. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike two.
Man, that's just a nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
That ball went out.
Next pitch is outside, and it's 2-2. Got it by him for the K. A big first out here in the 7th via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game like this. So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
Throws across the diamond, and that quickly 2 away. And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
That misses, and that's ball 1.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
That one close, ruled a ball. And that's ball 2.
Well, it's been a very impressive outing so far. His command has been a big part of it. Even when he misses outside the strike zone, which is exactly what a pitcher wants.
2 down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. And the Mets go down 1-2-3. And they're down 2-0. Set for the last half of the 7th. Now it's the second baseman, Bryson Stott. The line of the pitch. And first offering is fouled off. Butto goes 6'1". He features a 4-seam fastball, a sinker, a slider, a changeup, and occasionally mixes in the slurve. And the righty deals. That misses, and it's 1-2. and looking for the K.
No, just a beautiful fastball on the inside corner for that backwards K right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way coming from that opposite arm angle. So I got to think he was looking away and just got locked up by the hard stuff pouring in on his hands.
And misses inside. Rips one to right and foul ball. Kicks and fires. And another ball. High fly ball out to center field. Bader should have it. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, center fielder.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's the center fielder, Johan Rojas. There's a strike, 95 of that one.
There it was. 0-0. Here it is. Hit it. He gets a take. Gets ahead in the count.
And strike 2.
Been a solid inning so far in relief. Getting them through this inning only down 2 could give their lineup a real opportunity to just grind their way back into this game with the few outs that they have left.
And they'll do it again. 2 outs, base is empty. That misses the zone. And that is ball 1. Just missed off the outside edge.
It's a good take.
That one not close. And now it's 3-2.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
Swing and a ball lifted to center field. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Citizens Bank Park. Here's the left fielder, Jesse Winker. Schemes back to work. Drilled to right, way back there, and that is gone. That'll fire up the dugout. His 19th home run of the year. It's 2-1. Siggy, that's a special one. His 100th career home run.
Man, 100 career homers. Pretty impressive. Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
And now here is Lawrence Butler. Line drive, base hit. And that puts the tying run on base.
Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Bader in the box now, takes strike 1. Check swing, now a look down to first. And yes, he did. He went around.
This pitcher's done a good job of disrupting the hitter's timing with a mix of pitches and changing speeds. You want to keep that front foot inconsistent for the batter. Their swings are hesitant, and that's exactly what you want on the mound.
Righty delivers. Swings over the splitter for strike 3.
Well, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders, have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
Trying to hold a 1-run lead here in the second game of the series. They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. With a single base runner, because of all the power, they are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead.
On this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion.
1 and 2nd, and that's 2. The Mets do pick up a run on this solo blast. And it's now a 2-1 ball game. This is Phillies baseball on the show Northeast. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Ryan Stanek.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
And a pitch. Foul tip. Oh, that got our umpire. And it looks like it got him upstairs. Right-hander kicks, deals. And it's fouled away. Left-hand batter waits. Blew the express right by his bat for strike 3.
Toughest pitch to hit. Fastball on the outer black. Man, sometimes you just got to tip your cap.
Here's Turner now. Bounce to third. And he picks it up in foul territory. In the air, right field. And they get Turner for the out. And there's 2 away.
The first baseman, number 3.
And now here is Harper. 1 for 3. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 1. Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets. Phil Maton getting ready to go. The 0-1. Harper tries to check his swing. Now a look to third. Did not go. The pitch. Outside corner. There's a strike.
Wow, just a beautiful backdoor slider right there. If you've got any chance of hitting that pitch, you have to wait until the absolutely last millisecond. Just a tough pitch to hit and not an easy one to throw either.
Left-hand hitter waits. Fouls it off. Still 1 and 2. Two outs. Foul ball, still a 1 and 2 count. And the right-hander deals. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Phillies down in order. They lead it 2-1. And we're back. All set to start the 9th in this one. And stepping in for New York, Tyrone Taylor. And fouled off.
Trying to keep good speed off the bases.
Close, but called a ball. And now it's even 1 and 1. And downstairs. Looking to get the tying run on base. That's down and in.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
That one in triple digits.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Just indecisive in that at bat. He couldn't commit to the slider. Tried to sit in between. Just not able to put the bat on the ball.
So the lineup flips over. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate. Up and in. Ball one.
Count 1-0.
Crowd locked in right now. One-run game here in the ninth. And that one is lifted in the air. Castellanos sizing this one up. Hauls it in, and there's 2 away. So they're down to their final out. Number 11 up now for the Mets. Right through there for a strike. A 1-run lead here at the top of the ninth. Hit to second, and this should do it. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Phillies even this series up at a game apiece.
It seemed like from the first pitch of this ball game, this guy was going to get it done. A quality start. Who knew he'd throw a complete game and get the victory? But an excellent job of continuing to just throw what the catcher put down. He navigated through this ball game with jam here or jam there, but ultimately it was an outstanding outing.
And your final score here today, 2-1. They hang on to win it by a run. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
Coach Outlaw taught me the beef method. Balance, eye contact, elbow room, follow through. See, that's what I was taught to do. I probably learned more from Coach Gwen than I did from my own kin. My lifestyle big enough to hate on. This beat hard enough to put J on. My yard too big to put a rake on. But I got the color and the wraith on it. Never get the credit I deserve. I don't know if you hearing every word. I don't get the credit I deserve. Rest in peace, Johnny really had them birds. Yeah, I'm a threat.